According to preliminary data from the Finance Ministry cited by the Moscow Times, the deficit increased by 1.2 trillion rubles or $15 billion in July alone, and expenditures jumped to 3.9 trillion rubles or $49 billion. The data shows Russia's war machine consuming the state itself. Unlike previous conflicts, Moscow can't fund this war indefinitely, and Western allies now have concrete proof that sustained pressure works. The new figures reveal a grim picture of stagnation, overspending, and war at all costs priorities. According to Reuters, government spending rose more than 20% in the first 7 months of 2025, while revenues grew just 2.8%. That gap is mainly driven by ballooning military costs. What makes the alarm even more telling is that the warning comes directly from Russia's central bank. It now forecasts zero growth by December, down from 4.5% last year. Euromaidan Press says, so far this year, Russia has spent 25.2 trillion rubles or $320 billion, a staggering increase from pre-war spending levels when the annual federal budget totaled around $220 billion in 2021. As Bloomberg reports, signs of crisis are now visible across different sectors as coal mining companies suffer losses, oil, gas, and metallurgy companies see a decline in profits. The automotive industry significantly cuts production due to weak demand. Productivity in civilian sectors is falling fast. The Moscow Times reported in July that Russian car makers have all shifted to a 4-day work week to preserve existing jobs due to diminishing demand, high interest rates, and a lack of affordable financing tools for buyers. Russia's aviation industry, once a symbol of national pride, has delivered just one of 15 promised passenger aircraft this year. Sanctions, oil price caps, and labor shortages are eroding Russia's economic foundation. Yet Moscow shows no intention of scaling back its invasion. A recession with consequences far beyond Russia's borders now looms. The signs are clear. Western sanctions, shifting energy markets, and export controls are having an impact. But they're not enough on their own. The Kremlin is willing to sacrifice every civilian sector to keep the war machine running. That's why Ukraine's battlefield resilience and sustained Western support remain essential. Economic pressure may hurt Russia, but it won't stop the war on its own. For Western policymakers, these numbers prove that economic pressure is working, but they also show why military aid remains crucial to finish what sanctions started. Russia's budget crisis gives Ukraine a strategic window, but only if allies simultaneously maintain economic and military pressure. The anger of Russian citizens who remain free against the Russian authorities is growing.
Dozens came to bid farewell to Ukrainian journalist Victoria Roshchina, who died in Russian captivity, during a farewell ceremony that took place at St. Michael's Cathedral in Kiev on Friday. According to Associated Press, the 27-year-old went missing in Russian-occupied territory in late 2023, where she was reporting on civilian detainees. In October 2024 it was confirmed she had died in Russian captivity, right as Ukrainian officials were negotiating her release as part of a prisoner swap. In April 2025 her body was returned to Ukraine with visible signs of torture, Ukrainian authorities said. At the farewell ceremony on Friday, many remembered the intrepid reporter for her dedication to public service and courage. I would also like to say one word that I associate with Vika. That word is service, service to society, service to readers, service to the audience. This is what she did with absolute dedication and courage, said Sevgul Musaeva, the editor-in-chief of prominent local outlet Ukrainska Pravda. She was not timid or afraid. She was the most courageous journalist I have ever met in my life. And that is not an exaggeration, it is a fact, she added.
Я теж скажу дуже одне слово, яке в мене асоціюється і буде асоціюватися з Вікою, це слово служіння. Служіння суспільству, служіння читачам, аудиторії. Це те, що вона робила з абсолютною відданістю і сміливістю. Це найсміливіша людина, журналіст, якого я зустрічала в своєму житті, і це не перебільшення, це факт.
У нас насправді дуже не вистачає зараз справжніх людей, справжніх журналістів, справжніх політиків, справжніх бійців, тому що нам дуже важливо берегти кожного. Але справжні вони не палають, вони горять. Вони запалюють всіх навколо, але дуже часто цей запал їм коштує найдорожчого – здоров'я, життя. Вікторія була людиною, яка не знала слова «ні». Всі пояснювали, всі, що не треба їхати на окуповані території. Ніхто з редакції не готовий був брати за це відповідальність, але вона все одно розуміла, що це її місія, і вона це зробить.
Мы пытались, мои российские коллеги, которые еще не потеряли разум и совесть, пытались что-то узнать в Таганроге, но пока это абсолютно закрыто. Мне очень стыдно. Стыдно – это не то слово. Мне иногда не хочется жить. Но я понимаю, что если я могу что-то сделать для Украины, живя здесь, я пытаюсь это делать. Я не могу смотреть на родителей и просить прощения. Это глупо. И, что это, простите меня. И я понимаю, что в гибели Вики виноваты 140 миллионов людей, которые живут в Российской Федерации. И я одна из них. Я не снимаю с себя этой вины.